Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Listen, I'm going to get right into this word, and it's simply saying this. When God warns you, listen. When God warns you, listen. Specifically, when God warns you about people, when he warns you about people, when he tells you it's time to get out of this relationship, when he shows you things about those that you thought you could trust, whether it's your loved ones, whether it's someone you've been married to, someone you are about to marry, very good friends, your co-workers, whatever it may be, my brothers and sisters, when God warns you, you need to listen to him, okay? You need to listen. Don't wait for the house to blow up. Don't wait for the car to blow up. And I'm speaking figuratively here, but just giving you an idea. Don't wait for these things to happen to go, oh Lord, okay, why Lord? Well, why didn't you listen? All of us have been in situations where after the fact we saw what God was showing you a long time ago. Think of a situation or relationship that you are hopefully still not in. But if you're in it currently, or if you're no longer in this relationship, you think of that moment, that explosive moment, or that aha moment, that seed that you had, meaning that significant emotional event, that thing that you saw the truth. Now, it devastated you, it hurt you. But if we're truly honest with ourselves, was it a surprise, my brothers and sisters? Were there not indications and red flags and small little things that occurred prior that you made an excuse for, that you ignored, that you forgave and stayed, or you forgave and ignored, or you just stayed, or you hoped for the best, right? You were there like, Jaya, you thought that you're going to just, as long as I keep going, everything will be good. But no, that moment occurred, it got worse. And then looking back, you can reflect back and say, you can see where it was sort of building up. And then you, if you're still in the relationship, you can look back and think of a moment, okay? And at the same time, your way of escape, something came up. The person went away. You had an opportunity to do something else. Your parents were warning you. Your siblings were warning you. Your friends were warning you, but you stayed right there. So nothing is ever truly a surprise, is it? When God is telling you to get out of something, get away from it. And I'm going to tell you why it's important. Some of you may say, well, why would God separate me from this person? Isn't God love? Yes, he is love, but he's also a just God. And a lot of times he is simply trying to protect you. He's a loving God. And in loving means he's not going to let you have the strychnine relationship that you may want. But he loves you enough to warn you. But he has also given us choice. My brothers and sisters, why God will remove you from a certain relationship is because he sees the heart of the person. He sees what that person is going to do to you. He sees what the person is plotting against you. He sees the turn, and maybe that person at that point is not even thinking, right? But a lot of times what happens is he sees what this person is going to do to you next year. He sees a situation. He sees that this person is going to sleep with a man or a woman that has HIV and is going to give it to you if you don't leave him or her now. God sees that this person has an anger issue, a spirit of anger that is hiding and cocooning in whatever little small blow-ups you may be having now. But God sees that 2 years down the line that this person is going to be angry and hurt you and your children. God is telling you to get away from this. Don't get into this business deal. Don't get into this situation, because he sees that this person is actually involved in something that's very illegal, that's going to affect you forever. You'll be in prison for something you didn't do, and they're going to find a way as they get you into this investment and in this business deal that when everything falls away, it will look like you were actually the mastermind behind it. Just giving you a few examples of why the Lord warns you now. Why will he pull you away from maybe your family, maybe your mother, whether your father? Well, here's the thing. He's not pulling you away from anyone. They're making choices to hurt you. They're making choices to do things to bring you down. They're making choices to oppress you emotionally, physically, in different ways. So now he has to come in and protect you. So he may say it's time to go. Well, you're looking at the casing. You're looking at, oh, this is my mama and this is my daddy. And I'm not being funny here, but it's a natural thing. You love them, but guess what? Your heart is pure towards them. They don't have that same type of thing to you. They look at you and they can hurt you. They can draw blood and it means nothing to them. Because why is it that a parent or sibling or someone you love can do that to you, your blood? Because it's not the blood operating. It's the spirit within them. Now, with that being said, in order for any spirit to operate in our lives, you have to choose to allow it to. It gives you the idea, but there's something in that person that has something against you, or beef or whatever, jealousy, whatever it may be, that'll let them do this. But then the spirit goes full force through them to affect you. The spirit sees the God in you, the vision that God wants you to do. So they know, okay, I'm going to use this person because they see mother, they see father, they see the love of their life. They see their high school sweetheart. They see, my best friend. The enemy will cause you to remember the time that the best friend let you stay at their house and sleep on their couch that time in high school. So you feel indebted to them and feel like this was good. Well, that was good. That when they were operating, God used them to help you. But now, because we are all spirit, we're a soul, the choices that they are making, my brothers and sisters, is what makes them be an open portal. So the Bible talks about when Jesus gave the parable of when a spirit comes out of a man, it goes to dry places, seeking something new, a new shelter, a new person to enter. When it finds none, it comes back. So what happens is this person is doing what? Ask you to forgive them and do it again. Ask you to forgive them and do it again. Ask you to forgive them and do it again. Or maybe never ask for forgiveness, but just keep doing stuff again. It's because, guess what? That spirit continues to come back, and they get worse because every time that person says that they're sorry and they don't mean it and they continue to put their hands to sin, then their condition gets worse, and that's why your treatment gets worse. You see? But you have to realize, stop looking at the case and realize what spirit are they submitting to? If they're submitting to the spirit of the Lord, you're going to see the fruits of the spirit. When they are submitting to a dark demonic spirit based on jealousy, unforgiveness, whatever it may be, they're going to manifest in the flesh towards you. So God is trying to get you out of that because he sees the heart of your mother. He sees the heart of that father. He sees the heart of your sibling, what they're going to do to you, what they're going to try to do to you. Now, they may still try to do stuff after the fact, but they know if you keep on hanging around and you keep on doing whatever, when God completely removes you, he's trying to remove you because he knows that they're getting ready to do something that's going to devastate you, and it's going to devastate you more significantly than anyone else, because a lot of times you put your guards down because of who they are. Now, getting out of that arena, my brothers and sisters, it has nothing to do with God is trying to keep you from them. No, what it is, they don't care enough about you because they're operating through this demonic spirit to savor, to cultivate, to respect, to cherish the relationship. And a lot of times that spirit is operating in them to just keep you from God, to make you act out in your flesh. Have you ever had a relative that no matter what you're trying to do, a family member, they like to just provoke, say they know what bothers you. They know something is painful. They remind you of it. They go in on you. They say certain things and whatever. And then guess what? You get upset. You get in your flesh and you say, yeah, all right, it's cool. How about yo, how about that? You remember that? Remember that? Dude? Chick, you know what I'm saying? Then you do that and they'll be like, oh, I thought you were saved. Oh, then what happens? Conviction. And now you thrown off and God had something for you to do over here. But you were busy trying to love on a person that's your enemy, is in disguise of a loved one. In disguise as the person that's supposed to be your protector. right? Your husband, your wife, the woman that's supposed to love you. So when God is pulling you away, don't let people tell you, oh, God would never do that. You read the Bible. Yes, he will. But what's important is that you're not hating them. What's important, you're not going to say, well, I forgive you. No, it's not that simple. Just say, I forgive you. Now you utter it out of your mouth, because you speak the things that are not as though they were. You speak it. And what you have to do is allow the Lord to truly do the work in you and to clean you out. To clean you out, because it's a process. And when he cleans you out, stop going back to it. Stop going into that cesspool. Stop going into that mess, my brothers and sisters. Stop allowing the enemy to take jabs at you. Stop allowing the enemy to snatch clumps of your hair out of your head because you're stressed and your hair is falling out. He's snatching that out because you find yourself in that. When God warns you about people, believe him. There are a lot of people that have died from domestic violence, them and their kids or their family, because of things that they saw, but they just kept sticking around. They didn't listen to the warnings of God. And my brothers and sisters, whether or not you're saved or not, God is still merciful enough to still warn you. He gave all of us a fight or flight. He gave us all of that, the adrenaline. He's given us that. So he'll talk to these people, my brothers and sisters, but they stay too long. And what happens is God is trying to keep you from what's going to happen November 10th, whatever, you know, that time it may have happened. Let's say someone died last year, November 10th, 2019. God knew that was coming, and he's been warning them since 2015 to get away from this person. Kept opening up their eyes and showing them, and they just kept on, and they may have left for a while and they went back, and they're not listening, and they're not listening to the voice of God, and they're not listening. November 10th, 2019, catch them. They do the same thing. This is what God was preventing you from. And when you keep discovering stuff, don't just take that as a moment to be emotionally upset and, oh, well, you better prove it to me. You better prove it to me. Move. First of all, let me recant. Seek the Lord, see what he says, and move when he tells you to move. A lot of y'all moving after the fact. A lot of you hanging around. A lot of you going to be like Lot's wife, looking and get stuck. When the Lord warns you about someone, when he's warning you and he tells you to leave a situation, you need to obey him, my brothers and sisters. You need to obey him. The reason why he warns you is because he sees the heart of the person. God knows the future. God knows what they're doing behind your back. God knows the things you don't know about. God knows some of the women or the men that they're messing with, the things that they're doing are people that's tied to other very dangerous people. God knows this person you're about to bring into your house is going to be a problem. And if you have children, it'll be worse. It's going to be worse on you, your other kids, if you have them pre-existing. And not only that, my brothers and sisters, sometimes God is closing that doors on some of these relationships because your husband and wife keeps messing around and cheating on you. And they're messing around with a woman who's into voodoo and rudu and hoodoo and kudu and doing all types of stuff and working in the demonic, and you're gonna let that, she keeps laying with him, he or she keeps laying with this person, and then come lay with you and open up your house to all types of stuff, and you're confused as to why you're confused. When God warns you, listen to him. When God separates you, listen to his voice, because he knows the heart of man. He knows the intention of man. He knows what they've done and what they're plotting and what they're gonna do to you. Obey him. All right, guys. Peace out.